All right, what's going on, guys? Cali Cowboy here, coming at you with another episode of the podcast. And preseason is over. Finally, week 4, preseason out of the way. It is now week 1 in the regular season. Hallelujah. And, yep, Giants week, and we are ready to go. Uh, just did my fantasy draft this last weekend. Was a pretty good draft, I felt like. I do a QB league. I got Kyler Murray. I got who else did I get? Take a look at my roster: Baker Mayfield, DeAndre Hopkins, Cooks, Mixon. I got Miles Sanders. I was just stuck there, and he was the best running back on the board. So I'm gonna trade him later. But I got Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler. I like my team and AJ Green pretty late, and I like that upside. So hell yeah, loved my draft. I got another one tomorrow, and another one after that. So I'm pretty in it with my fantasy right now. But let's get into some Cowboys talk. We got the Zeke ongoing talks. Another day in Zeke land, Zeke watch land, and there was conflicting reports over the weekend. Like he's close to signing, he's not close. He's they're far apart, they're not far apart. It is just really frustrating and aggravating. So you just got to take it with a grain of salt. I know like we're on the edge of our seat and we want him to sign, so we were just really paying attention to it as Cowboys fans. But I think it's just fool's gold again. They probably were close to signing, but then Zeke's camp probably stood up and said, no, they want what they want, yada yada. And the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys, they've come a long way from the beginning of the season. They've first said that we're not going to break any markets. They're not going to pay anyone number one money. They're only looking for good deals and stuff. But now I think they're on the verge of giving Zeke, the number one running back deal. And, they're not meeting us halfway. They're trying to meet us. They're just trying to stay where they are at their price and have us go all the way up to them. I think that there should be some compromise. They should help us out a little bit. But that's not the case, and they're playing really hardball. So we'll see what happens. And I will have an update for you guys and a reaction once it does. So enough of that. Let's get into some of the nuts and bolts of the 53-man roster. Got released, and there was already some changes to it already. Jordan Chun got brought up. So we're keeping 3 running backs, which means, not good for the Zeke week 1 sightings. So got that. We got two quarterbacks, Prescott, Cooper Rush, 3 running backs, like I said. Got Jameis Olawale, the 1 fullback. 5 wide receivers, with Devin Smith making the 5th. Devin Smith was really been showing out this offseason and preseason. Had a really good preseason, actually. I think he was the leader in receiving yards for us. So I like the upside of Devin Smith. He's sort of a veteran, just been injured, so let's hope he could stay healthy. We got 3 tight ends, just like I thought. We went heavy on O-line, and I really like that. We got Suafilo, McGovern, Connor Williams, guards, Zach Martin, of course. Two versatile guards, Brandon Knight, he's a tackle guard, and then Adam Redmond, he's a center guard. Joe Looney, Travis Frederick, Lale Collins, Tyron Smith, Cameron Fleming. So went a little heavy, but of course that's our best asset, so we got to protect it. We went 7 D linemen or defensive ends. We got DeMarcus Lawrence, Tyron Crawford, Dorrance Armstrong, Taco, Joe Jackson, Kerry Hyder, who I love, Christian Covington, Malik Collins, Tristan Hill, Antoine Woods, and I just included the defensive tackles. So 3 defensive tackles. Then we got the linebackers, LVE, Jalen Smith, Sean Lee, Joe Thomas, Justin March, Luke Gifford. who rounds out the sixth linebacker. And Luke Gifford was, impressive enough. He did get injured, but he made the roster. And, he's looking like that linebacker that'll eventually replace Lee during the season, depending on how he does. So I'm looking forward to him. Hopefully he balls out. And he did ball out in that second preseason game, I believe, versus the 49ers or the Rams. I'm not sure. I think it was the Rams. Yeah, but he balled out. And then we got Byron Jones, Cheeto, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, CJ Goodwin. And that's five cornerbacks. And CJ Goodwin, he's a veteran, and he was showing down preseason, holding down that last cornerback spot. Not mad with that. You got, just finishing out the roster, Xavier Woods, Jeff Heath, Donovan Wilson, the playmaker Donovan Wilson, stepped up out of nowhere, really secured that, one of the last safety spots on the roster. Kayvon Frazier, Darian Thompson, and then Brett Maher, Chris Jones, LP Ladouceur. So this is one of the best 53s I've seen in a while. I think this has a lot of potential to do damage, barring injury. On the IR, we got Jalen Jelks, John Vea, Daniel Ross, Chris Westry, and Cody Weichman. Practice squad, we went and poached. Well, not poached, but we took someone from someone else's practice squad, the Eagles practice squad. And anytime, we could take someone from the Eagles, I love. We took Clayton Thorson, QB. Don't know much about him. Watched some of his highlights. Looks like he's a good pocket quarterback. Cedric Wilson, kept him on the practice squad. Daniel Wise on the practice squad. We just called up Jordan Chun, so he's on the 53. He was in the practice squad, but I think we moved a offensive lineman down to get him up. Mike Jackson, who was a little surprising, he couldn't beat out CJ Goodwin, so he's on the practice squad for now. It's all right. He's a rookie. Donovan Olumba, same thing, undrafted. Another unknown player, Cole Hikutini, tight end. Don't know who he is really, but got our tight end on the practice squad. Chris Covington, Mike Weber, and Mitch Hyatt to round out that practice squad. And Darius Jackson got cut. That was not really surprising, but I guess, I liked him. But hey, they're trying to move on in a different direction. They've seen all they wanted to see, so there goes Darius Jackson. And like I said, we got Luke Gifford as our sixth linebacker. Kind of happy about that. We waived Justin Phillips, undrafted linebacker, who I really liked. He was showing some good tackling ability, always around the ball, and was a tough decision between him and Gifford. But I think someone will get a good player in Justin Phillips. So a little bummed about that, but you can only keep so many players. And who else we got? Keeping Westry on IR gives us the chance to still untap his potential later on. You got to keep that 6'3", 4.3 speed or 4.4 speed, whatever it was. He's he's a specimen, and we want to keep that on our team, untap his potential later. And Donovan Wilson, him and Gifford are some of our sleepers, some of our gems that we want to, turn into stars. So I'm happy about that. Looking forward to seeing what they can do in the season, making some noise. And yeah, like I said, I think this is a really good 53. We're going to, even without Zeke, man, this is a well-rounded team. I think this defense has a pretty good pass rush, even without DeMarcus. Got some good pass rushers. Defensive tackles are looking nice. Antoine Woods, Malik Collins. We cut Daniel Ross, which I liked. I like Daniel Ross, so just kind of a surprise cut there. Maybe we'll pick him up later. Who knows? And we might make a trade later. This is always a team that takes players off of people's practice squads. We use all of our avenues, so still stay tuned for that. And that's about it for the 53. Short and sweet. Next, I want to get into the record prediction. Go ahead and predict what we are doing this season, how we're gonna finish, how we're gonna finish. And here we go. Week 1, Giants, easy dub, even without Zeke. Week 2 at the Skins, close, close victory. Without Zeke, I think it might be an L. I think the Skins are a sneaky team, really good defense, and after that victory of the Giants, we could sleep on them a little bit. So I think it'll be a close victory. Week 3 versus the Dolphins, we wake up, get that easy dub again, and then week 4 at the Saints, close game. We upset them last year, and I think they're going to take us a lot more seriously this year. We're going to lose that one. Week 5 versus the Packers, come out pissed off after the Saints game, and we're going to get that victory. And we all know we hate the Packers, so that'll boost up Dak. Dak will remember what happened that playoff year a couple years ago. Get that victory. Week 6 versus the Jets, that's a win, even though they had Le'Veon. Their defense is a rising defense, but not good enough yet. Darnold's not good enough yet, and that's a victory for us. Week 7 versus the Eagles at home. I'm not scared of Wentz. Everyone's talking about him being an MVP, but until he starts doing things that scare me, I'm not. So I think we get that victory right before the Week 8 bye. Come back Week 9 fresh. We're going to be at the Giants. Victory. I think Giants are just a horrible team besides Barkley. So get that victory. Week 10 at home versus the Vikings. Close dub. And it's at home. If it was at the Vikings, it would have been a little bit. I think we would have lost, but we would lose. But the Vikings, yeah, they got a good team, but I think Kirk Cousins, I'm not scared of Kirk Cousins, so I think we'll edge out that dub. And next week, Lions at the Lions. That'll be a victory. Nothing about the Lions really scares me. Their defense is like a kind of a scrappy bunch, so they can give us some problems, but I don't think it'll be that much. Week 12 at the Patriots. I hate to say it, but yeah, that's going to be a loss unless Garrett can outcoach Belichick, which is not happening. sorry, Garrett, but yeah, we're gonna get that L there. Come back home on Thanksgiving versus the Bills. I think we're a Thanksgiving team. We play good on Thanksgiving for the most part. Beat the Bills. Week 14 at the Bears. Tough game. Short turnaround. Or maybe not a short turnaround. I think we get a longer break, actually. So even though we get a longer break, I still think we lose to the Bears. The Bears are one of the best defenses in the league, and they got a great running game and a competent quarterback, Trubisky there. So I think we lose that one. Week 15 versus the Rams. Rematch, revenge game. We get that dub at home. I think we take them a lot more seriously. We game plan for them. We look at the film from last year's playoff game, and we probably blow them out. And then we get all high and mighty, and then we go next week 16 at the Eagles. We lose. Eagles are a tough team, so yeah, I think we'll even the series with them. We'll tie 1-1. And week 17 versus the Skins, we end the season with a dub. So I'm thinking we're ending about 12-4. Maybe throw an L in that season, but 11-5. But I'm thinking we're around maybe a number 1 seed, number 2, and we get into playoffs with a great record. So that's my prediction, pretty much. And I'm ready for the season to start. Week 1, baby, Giants. I think we're going to start it off right. Not a blowout, because Giants, it's going to be Sunday Night Football, I believe. And it's, Giants, they always try to do something versus us. But we'll pull out late in the fourth quarter. We'll score 2 touchdowns and just run away with it. So, yeah, baby. That's all I got for today's episode, pretty much. Thanks for listening, y'all. And go ahead and like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.